Hello and welcome to Mainframe Modernization with AWS, driven by Precisely. This is an incredibly timely topic as more and more companies move to the cloud, and I'm sure you're going to learn a lot. Today's webinar is sponsored by Precisely and produced by Actual Tech Media. My name is Keith Ward, and I'm delighted to be your moderator for this special event. Now, before we get to today's content, there are some housekeeping items that we need to go over that'll help you get the most out of this session. First off, we want this to be an informative event for you, so we encourage any questions in the questions box in your webinar control panel. Not only will we have team members responding to questions during the live event, but we'll also have a dedicated Q&A session at the end of the presentation, where we'll discuss in greater detail some of the top questions that you ask. That Q&A panel is also the place to let us know about any technical issues that you might have. A browser refresh, keep in mind, will fix most audio, video, and slide advancement issues. If that doesn't work, just let us know in the Q&A and we'll jump right on it. Okay, next up is the handouts section. In the control panel, you will find that next to the questions tab. And there you will have a number of important resources, starting with several free PDFs from Precisely that you'll absolutely want to check out. You'll also find a link there to the Gorilla Guide Book Club, where you can get access to Actual Tech Media's library of printed resources on various technology topics. In addition, you'll also find a link to the ATM Events Center, which has our calendar of upcoming events, including numerous ones that probably interest you. And at the end of this webinar, we will be awarding a $250 Amazon gift card to one lucky registrant. Now, you have to be in attendance during the entire live event to qualify for the prize, and the official terms and conditions of the prize drawing can also be found in the handouts section. So one of the best benefits of being on these Actual Tech Media events is the opportunity to ask questions of our presenters. And to help encourage those questions, we have a special additional prize for you today, another Amazon gift card, this one for $50 for the best question. At the end of the event, we'll look at all the questions, pick out the very best one that came through, and contact that prize winner. All right, and with that, let's get to today's amazing content. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our presenter today, John de Saint-Phal, Senior Product Manager with Precisely. John, you now have the mic. Take it away.
Hello, my name is John de Saint-Phal from Precisely's product management team, and I'm here today to talk to you about Precisely's latest engagement with Amazon Web Services. Together, AWS and Precisely have announced a new offering to help customers looking to modernize their mainframe environments with AWS. In the next few minutes, we will discuss the background of this partnership, where Precisely solutions fit into the offering, and how the solution creates immense value for organizations in this space. So let's jump into it. Before we get into the offering itself, it's important to level set with the understanding that moving to the cloud is really a top priority for organizations around the world, right? This is not confined to the US or just overseas geographies. It is a worldwide phenomenon. Businesses want out of the IT provisioning business. They don't want to worry about maintaining their data centers. They don't want to worry about provisioning different servers for different departments or things of that nature. They want to switch to a model where they have increased flexibility and they can deploy new servers with just a few clicks. And, it's not just anecdotal evidence that tells us this, right? Consultants, studies, published testimonials, they all show that almost every enterprise is looking to embrace cloud first. We can also see the majority of organizations are moving to the cloud because they're interested in modernization, right? They're looking to improve upon and change the way they have traditionally operated to set themselves up for better flexibility as we move on into the future, right? This all makes tremendous sense, and this move to cloud is really going to underscore some of the key transformations that we're going to see across industry and around the world for the next several years. But, that's all well and good, this desire to move to the cloud. At the same time, organizations need to be careful there is a lot of room for error and potential for mistakes along the way. These mistakes, are going to cause organizations to rethink their strategies. These mistakes are going to cost organizations time to market. They're going to cost them potentially competitive advantages. They cost resources, of course, right? They cost manpower, they cost money. One statistic we see anticipates that organizations will lose around $100 billion over the next 3 years trying to solve this migration and modernization problem on their own. So almost every organization is moving to the cloud. Most are moving to help modernize their data practices, and there is a lot of room for error as they chart a path from where they are today to this new cloud environment. And, really one of the first questions that any organization in this situation is going to ask themselves is, who do I team with to make this happen? Who is my cloud provider? What vendor is going to provide me with these different capabilities that I need to bring this cloud first principle to light within my organization? And for many, the first name that comes to mind is AWS. AWS really pioneered this space, right? They made it easy for any user, really, businesses, to deploy servers and IT infrastructure with just a click of a button. And since then, they have not really looked back, right? They own over 33% of the cloud marketplace, and some of the biggest brands around the world and across industry rely on AWS to help drive their cloud projects and new workloads. So looking at kind of the growth forecast over the next several years, we expect in 2023 that they will likely surpass over 100 billion in sales, and they're projected to grow at an average rate of 38.1% through 2026. So AWS is a huge player in this space. They own a large percentage of the market, and they're growing incredibly fast. But they're looking to take their cloud expertise to help organizations modernize the way that they do business. And they've announced a new mainframe modernization offering to help meet, again, their mainframe customers where they are and help them chart a path to the cloud from the place that they sit today. And a lot of what AWS has learned about moving to the cloud can be applied to their new mainframe offering. They're the experts in the cloud and moving to the cloud, and they're looking to develop deep partnerships with organizations that have mainframe expertise to help complete the puzzle. And that's what they've done over the last several years. So with their mainframe modernization initiative, it all started with a partnership with Blue Age. So Blue Age was built into an AWS migration service that really allowed users to refactor applications, or essentially modify applications to better support cloud environments. They also announced a partnership with Micro Focus to help with replatforming. And in other words, they helped organizations move applications using Micro Focus to the cloud without any major changes to the underlying application, while still making sure that they're capitalizing on kind of the latest advancements or developments that the cloud technology provides. But neither of these offerings is really focused on data itself. These were made prior to their most recent announcement at AWS, focused on data replication. And so neither of these solutions are really focused on replication. They're more focused on the applications themselves. And mainframe data itself is actually incredibly complex, right? It can be trapped behind numerous record layouts or data types. You have different data formats. Some of them reside in databases. Some of the data is in a different file structure. And most of these core mainframe applications rely on data structures that were, first hypothesized in the 1960s, when a terabyte of storage took up an entire city block. Now, of course, you can fit a terabyte of storage in your pocket in your cell phone, right? But these legacy data structures still remain. So it was, a challenge for AWS to access this data in a reliable way, in a fault-tolerant way that was going to scale to support, the largest workloads on Earth. And so they came to Precisely as a 50-year plus old mainframe company to help them deliver this new offering that's all centered on the real-time streaming of complex mainframe data. Um, and there are really a couple different use cases that we look at here. But the main takeaway is that Precisely now provides the data replication engine behind Amazon Web Services mainframe modernization solution. This collaboration between AWS and Precisely will open up new possibilities for migrating from mainframes or optimizing mainframe architecture and data flows to ensure that they can coexist with key analytic capabilities that are in the market today. And we refer to this as mainframe modernization because it's often not simply a lift and shift, right? Organizations that use mainframes today and use them well will tell you that they have no plans to sunset their mainframes. This is mainly because of the reliability, the scalability, and the performance that these mainframes deliver for core transactional workloads. The capabilities in these cases are unmatched today by any commodity server. However, the mainframe does not do or perform analytical processing very well. It's not performant when you do things like large-scale data science operations or large queries that operate on large data sets that require complex instructions. This is why we see organizations replicating data in real time. So they use the core mainframe transactional system of record or processor to maintain the level of integrity that they expect from these business processes, but then they replicate that data to the cloud for enhanced analytics. So they're essentially bringing the data to this ever-developing suite of products that exist within the AWS ecosystem that allow you to slice and analyze and visualize data in all types of ways. So that's really one use case that's centered around modernization, coexistence between the core transactional system of record and this new age of analytics and cloud. But there are still organizations that are looking to move completely off of the mainframe and sunset the system. This could be due to complexity, it could be due to a shortage of skills, a number of things in that realm of possibility. But regardless, organizations are planning to transition from the mainframe. And the thing to keep in mind is whether or not you are on this journey with kind of this coexistence track that allows you to modernize and optimize both your mainframes and the cloud, or whether you're looking to migrate completely and sunset the system. Precisely in AWS will be able to help you better engage in these use cases and better meet your needs ahead of schedule to help drive competitive advantage, deliver on your market competition or surpass them, and really recognize everything that goes along with this mainframe modernization. When we think about the benefits of the solution, you're really, again, marrying the knowledge and expertise of a 50-plus-year-old mainframe software company, one that grew up on the mainframe, with the organization that really defined the cloud space for large enterprises as we know it today. Right? These two organizations alone kind of wrote the script on these technologies, which means that we are the best positioned to work with you to deliver value for the next generation of mainframe modernization projects. This partnership solution will be available on the AWS Marketplace. It's going to be designed for quick and easy integration, much that you would expect from typical marketplace offerings. It's going to provide you with a scalable, resilient, real-time replication feed that, again, is designed to work with the largest enterprises that exist today. So whether you are the smallest local government or municipality, or whether you are the largest credit card processor that exists on planet Earth, this solution will fit your data replication needs from the mainframe. And mainframe expertise is really not something to overlook here. This expertise is not common in the market today, and it's really why Precisely continues to deliver value to customers. There are very complex data structures that exist in some of these environments. You might have vSAM files that have dozens of copybooks that represent one layout or one file. You might have hundreds of IMS segments that have various occurs or reformats in them. Precisely can handle all of these data records and replicate them in real time, virtually without limitation. We work with all sorts of data types or file types, whether that's traditional vSAM or IMS, flat files, IAM files, Hogan application files that use vSAM as kind of their core system of record. We've seen and learned from a number of things over the last 50 plus years working with customers to help solve these problems. And this is really the expertise that we're bringing to this new offering. When we think about what the offering itself will look like, we'll have the ability to capture from a variety of mainframe file systems and apply them again in a very high performant parallel fashion to a number of targets running in AWS. So that includes key AWS technologies like MSK or S3, but also broader technologies like Databricks, Snowflake, Confluent that you might have running within your AWS environment. When you're looking at the data, you can take the data in its natural format, you can transform it, you can filter it, you can convert the code page depending on the target that you're examining. And there are a number of added benefits in terms of auto mapping, support for schema registries, as well as monitoring and statistics. We would be happy to speak with you in more detail about how the specific technical components work, how we capture data in real time with minimum pressure on the mainframe system itself, how we can replicate it in very low latency format or fashion rather to these Amazon targets where you can then take advantage of some of the latest and greatest capabilities within the analytics space. So again, this ability to read data, the most difficult mainframe data, capture it in real time and apply it to these next generation targets really allows us to drive this mainframe modernization solution. So we'll capture the data in real time, we'll format it, and we'll land it in the target where you can use it to complete your use case. And now, we've talked broadly about the market. We've talked in general about what the offering will support, how it's focused on real-time data replication of complex mainframe systems. But I do want to spend some time talking about a specific organization that we worked with. AAA is well known across the US. They came to Precisely and AWS looking to improve their analytics capabilities and incorporate IBM legacy systems data into their new cloud environment, right? So they lacked capabilities for integrating this data and analyzing it. They had a gap in their customer analytics. They were reliant on kind of core IBM skills, especially around the DB2 database to access this data. And they wanted to make that data available in real time. They didn't want any manual processes for transferring the data, which is what they had been accustomed to. And they wanted a very error-prone, resilient, scalable way to bring this data from their legacy system of transaction into the cloud. And so in working with Precisely in AWS, that's exactly what they were able to recognize. They were able to build low latency, real-time data replication pipelines and make data more available to their analytics users in the cloud. So what this means is they no longer have to rely on mainframe skills and expertise for all of their analytical questions, right? The mainframe DBAs can focus on their tasks, which is making sure that the mainframe databases are up and running. And the data users that are more focused on cloud technologies can focus on querying the data, new data models, new use cases, new applications that they can build now that they have access to this information. So it really is all about making the data more available to organizations, making it available as soon as it's ready in real time, and allowing them to work within their technologies that they know and love to deliver these insights. So that's a quick look at the background of the market, the new offering that we've announced with AWS. and also some specifics around the files that we support and a customer use case that we facilitated to help meet their needs. And so as we move forward into 2023, please look out for more from Precisely on the AWS marketplace. We are looking to continue to build on this partnership, but we are very excited about the launch, the announcement in 2022, and delivering tremendous value to our customers.
Thank you, John. The first question we have is, will this partnership grow to incorporate more products than Connect CDC?
So I guess the no spoilers version of that is we are working on that. Yes. So we obviously wanted to start with a high impact offering in Connect CDC, but we are currently in the process of evaluating other products that we have in our portfolio to bring them onto the marketplace as well. So definitely continue to watch 2023, and there will be subsequent announcements of additional product capabilities in the AWS marketplace. So stay tuned.
Great. We have another question here. Will the solution expand to other sources, for example, IBMI?
So the short answer to that is yes. We are working on incorporating other non-mainframe sources into this offering, specifically around the IBMI. Again, we wanted to start in a particular area to optimize that. So we will be, obviously starting with the mainframe modernization, which we've already announced, but certainly, again, stay tuned for 2023 because we do have IBMI in the works and it should be available down the road. So please watch this space.
Wonderful. Next question is, how do I learn more about the solution before it is on the AWS marketplace?
Perfect question. It's never too soon to find out more, and we at Precisely are happy to talk to you and engage with you about any aspect of the solution. So I would encourage you to reach out to your contacts at Precisely, or you can reach out to your contacts at AWS. We would be happy to speak with you independently. We'd be happy to set up a joint session where both Precisely and AWS can talk to you more about the offering. But the best way to learn more is to reach out to Precisely or AWS, and we can set up a meeting to discuss.
All right. Thanks, John, for putting together a great informative presentation. There's still so many mainframes out there, and integrating them into the cloud age is absolutely crucial. There's just too much there to ignore. Or to do away with and not take full advantage of. So we appreciate the presentation and for all of your insights in the Q&A. And that brings us now to our poll question. We want to know where you are on your cloud migration journey. Let us know up there in the poll, click on it. Let us know if you're still on premises only. If you're in a hybrid model where some workloads are in the cloud while some are on premises, which I think is probably the majority at this point, based on anecdotal evidence and what we're seeing in the industry. Also, let us know if you're completely in the cloud and have nothing at all on premises and you're doing everything, cloud natively. Please keep voting while we get to our last piece of business today, which is the Amazon gift card prize drawing. So remember that you have to be present for the entire event to be eligible to win the Amazon gift card. And the winner of today's $250 gift card is Deepak Patniak from Virginia. Congratulations to Deepak. We'll be in touch very soon to get you your card. And with that, on behalf of the entire Actual Tech Media team, I want to thank Precisely and John for making this event possible and for opening our eyes to something that is of great importance to so many companies these days. And as always, thanks to you for attending and for your great questions. You are the reason we're here and the reason we do this. And that concludes today's event. Have a great rest of your day.